Well, this is a follow-up video about something that I posted about a few weeks ago about the mysterious 2/21/11 promos. The referring to the WWE, the WWE on Raw for like 3 weeks posted three different promos where they appeared to show that they showed a shack of some sort, and rain and lightning and thunder. Now, a lot of us assumed, and I'll admit I assumed it as well, that the rain, thunder, and lightning meant Sting. It meant Steve Borden. And that Steve Borden was coming to WWE to compete and possibly take on The Undertaker at WrestleMania 27. Well, the mystery is over. It has been solved. Tonight on Raw, it was revealed that it would be The Undertaker. It was The Undertaker that was inside the shack, as we saw actually on the promo from last week. We saw The Undertaker inside the shack, but we saw a figure outside the shack wearing a long trench coat. A lot of people thought, hey, is it Sting? It's Sting! It's Sting! It's Sting! But I kind of, I realized it wasn't Sting last week, actually. I said, oh, it's not Sting, it's somebody else. WWE is throwing us a curveball. They are building our hopes up that it might be Sting, who has never competed in WWE. They're building our hopes up, and they're going to dash them. And they did. They did. And it turns out that The Undertaker will be facing none other than Triple H at WrestleMania 27. It will be The Undertaker versus Triple H, because The Undertaker came out after the promo revealed it was him. He came out on Raw tonight. Didn't say anything. But then we hear the familiar It's All About the Game by Motorhead. And yes, sure enough, it was Triple H who came out. Came into the ring, did his usual posing like he always does. You know, he does the thing where he gets up on the ring ropes and all that. And then they didn't even really say a word. They just looked eye to eye with each other. And they both looked at the WrestleMania sign that was hanging in the arena. Looked back at each other. The Undertaker kind of smirked at Triple H, turned around, looked like he was going to walk out of the ring. Then he turned back around, looked at Triple H, and did this, which indicated that, yeah, he wants a piece of Triple H at WrestleMania. So the match will take place, and then Triple H did the DX thing, the crotch chop, as it were. He did the DX crotch chop at The Undertaker. So it will be The Undertaker and Triple H at WrestleMania 27. Which is it's just basically almost a repeat of their match, which happened a decade ago, ironically enough, at WrestleMania 18, I believe it was. Yeah, it was WrestleMania 18. That was the same event where Stone Cold Steve Austin faced off against The Rock for the World Wrestling Federation Championship and defeated him by turning heel. Stone Cold turned heel for the first time in like 5 years. Actually 4 years. You know, he'd been kind of an anti-hero, but the fans loved him. Funny thing was, the fans still loved him, even when he was a heel. When he was part of the when he had an alliance with Vince McMahon back then. But it will be The Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. And they also announced the second inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. The first inductee was Shawn Michaels, HBK. The second inductee is an old-time favorite. A guy who never actually won a championship in WWE, but was always one of the more popular guys in the business, and that was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan will be the second inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. So far they've only announced 2 inductees for the WWE Hall of Fame. They've announced Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Shawn Michaels, HBK, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. So who knows what's going to happen at WrestleMania? But of course, also Jerry the King Lawler wants to challenge The Miz. No, not The Miz. I'm sorry, Michael Cole at WrestleMania. By the other way, that Michael Cole might actually even remotely have a chance of being Jerry the King Lawler is if he cheats. Because Jerry the King Lawler is a wrestler. He always was a wrestler. Excuse me. Michael Cole was just a commentator. Michael Cole was only a commentator. He's not a wrestler. He never has been. Now, the only way that Michael Cole might be able to beat Jerry the King Lawler would be to cheat. And one thing that I thought was very distasteful about tonight's Raw was Michael Cole, the WWE using the real life tragedy of Jerry the King Lawler's mother passing away as a catalyst to make Jerry the King Lawler want to fight Michael Cole at WrestleMania. I thought that was very tasteless. That was extremely tasteless of them to do that. Using a real life tragedy like that, you know, in that context. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I mean, I understand there has to be heat built up between Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. But if I were to do it, I wouldn't do it in that manner. I certainly wouldn't do it that way. I mean, I thought that was very low class of WWE to do that. And Cole was told to do it, obviously, by his bosses. So, but apparently they're going to set up, you know, for that match. And then John Cena, who I'm so sick of. I wanted to see Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania, but it's going to be Cena versus The Miz for the WWE Championship. I hope that The Miz will at least retain the championship at WrestleMania. And I like The Miz. I like The Miz. I kind of like his character. And it's interesting. He's the most successful member or alumni of Tough Enough. Actually, he's the most successful alumni of Tough Enough because he's the WWE champion. And then, of course, it'll be Alberto Del Rio challenging Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, since Alberto Del Rio won the Royal Rumble. That on Raw tonight, he was supposed to have a match, but Kofi Kingston came out and attacked him. But then he turned around and put Kofi Kingston in the cross arm breaker on the outside of the ring. And then CM Punk is is engaging in a feud with Randy Orton. And I'm pretty sure they're going to face off at WrestleMania. It's going to be Randy Orton versus CM Punk. So that's what, 4 matches that have been set up for WrestleMania. WWE match, or title match, Miz versus Cena. Del Rio versus Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Lawler versus Cole. Undertaker versus Triple H. Actually 5 matches, because it'll be Randy Orton against CM Punk. So that's 5 matches so far. And one thing they did that was interesting at the end of the show was they have the new WWE Tag Team Champions, members of the Core, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, face off with John Cena and The Miz as a tag team. And Cena and The Miz actually won the WWE Tag Team Championships. But then they had another match because Wade Barrett wanted to invoke his rematch clause because he's the leader of the Core. he wanted Gabriel and Slater to invoke their rematch clause. So they invoked their rematch clause, and The Miz turned on Cena, which was about the only good thing out of that match. And Cena was pinned, and Gabriel and Slater regained the WWE Tag Team Championships. So there you go. I mean, that actually occurred last night on Raw. It was an interesting Raw. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. It was great to see The Undertaker and Triple H back. Should be an interesting match. This is the second time The Undertaker has faced has faced an opponent twice at WrestleMania. The first was Kane. He faced Kane at WrestleMania 14 and WrestleMania 20. But as far as all the victims of The Undertaker, there was Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Jake the Snake Roberts, Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, Diesel, Sid, Psycho Sid, Kane, Big Boss Man, Triple H, Ric Flair, Big Show and A-Train, Kane again, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, let's see, Batista, Edge, and Shawn Michaels on 2 successive years. And now again, Triple H. This will be his 19th. This will be The Undertaker's 19th WrestleMania appearance. And it may be his 19th victory. Because so far, as we all know, he's undefeated at WrestleMania. Anyway, that's just some of the WWE wrestling news that's going on. Just thought I'd let you guys know, and we'll talk to y'all later. Take care.